Wild Time Cooking with Allison Davis is brought to you by Corman Kitchen and Bath.
Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. Chef Allison Davis here in the Wild Time Kitchen. Hope you guys are having a great afternoon. This is just a day that calls for chili. I'm telling you, I love chili, and white chicken chili is one of my absolute favorites. All right, so we're going to get right into this. I just told you what we're making, white chicken chili. And I'm going to start with just some sauté of onions. Obviously, I've got a really nice high heat. I have a little olive oil in the pan just to kind of help it to prevent from sticking. So just taking some slices of onions. You could dice them, you could slice them. I kind of like doing sliced because I'm going to add diced peppers into this. So we're just going to start to sweat and work those onions down. You can't have chili without peppers, right? So we are going to add in a combination. I've got red, yellow, and green bell peppers that I've diced up, roughly one of each. And that's kind of the bulk of our chili as far as the vegetables go. So I'm just going to let these onions work just a little bit longer, and then we're going to add in our peppers. All right, so in addition to that, a white chicken chili, I think sometimes gets its name, well, it's not red, it doesn't have the chili powder, and it doesn't have tomatoes, but we add white beans. So there's two different beans you could go with. I like the Great Northern beans, or you could also go with the cannellini beans. Either one of these will work just fine. But just always remember when you're adding beans and you're working with canned beans that you thoroughly rinse them when they come out of the can. It's just, you know, safer and healthier for you to do so. All right, so our onions have sweated down some, so I'm just going to go ahead and add in our peppers. And I like using just the combination of all those peppers simply because it's going to give it a really nice color. You know, you don't want it to look so bland, so it's going to have a nice pop of color there. All right, so we'll keep sauteing those. This is going to have a little bit of a southwestern heat to it, so I like to add a can of diced green chilies into this chili, and then some spices, right? So we can go ahead and actually add our spices in now while we're sauteing our vegetables. So I like cumin and dried oregano, garlic powder and onion powder, cayenne, and a little bit of coriander, okay? So ground coriander. So that's our spice mix there. Of course, we're going to season with salt and pepper. That's just a given. Now, if you were looking for a good cheat, like a good kind of just, you didn't have all the spices, you didn't want to measure, you didn't want to get them together, the McCormick's white chicken chili mix is great. It's got a great flavor, and you can easily pick that up at your grocery store, and you would just add that spice mix into your vegetables here. Now, for my chili, I'm going to add chicken broth, but I don't want it to be super soupy, right? I like my chili to kind of have some body. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of a thickener, and that's going to go in now because it's going to be nice and smooth. So a little bit of cornstarch is going to help coat these vegetables. And you want to add your starch in at this stage because watch, it's going to coat the vegetables, and it's just going to kind of nicely coat all of those. And then when you add your liquid, it will be smooth. Obviously, if you tried to add your cornstarch in once you've added the liquid, guess what it's going to do? It's going to clump. It's going to clump all on top. So this is the perfect time, as you can see, to add in that cornstarch and just to coat those veggies. Now I'll go in with, we can start to add our beans, our chilies, and our chicken broth. And as this heats back up, the cornstarch will work as a thickener to kind of give that a little bit more body. All right, now I haven't added chicken yet, but I've added chicken broth. So a couple things that you could do. You could cook your chicken in the oven and pull it. You could actually boil your chicken ahead of time and actually even use the water that you boiled the chicken in as your liquid or your chicken broth. But one thing I do as a time saver is I will pick up the roasted chicken, you know, from the grocery store, your rotisserie chicken, and I'll just pull that off the bone and then just add all of that in, and the chicken's already cooked. It's great, it's perfect, and it's just an easy, you know, quick go-to if you're doing this for dinner for the family. And that's pretty much it. Last thing I'll do with our chili is maybe just add some garnishing and some seasoning. I like a little fresh lime juice. I'll garnish with some cilantro at the end, maybe a little diced avocado. You could even set up a cool chili bar, you know, with friends over with tortilla chips and sour cream and all that good stuff. So I'll put this recipe up. I hope you guys are having a great day. Have some nice white chicken chili this evening and let us know what you think. All right, guys, you find this recipe at middaykentucky.com/recipes. I'm Chef Allison Davis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be right back after this short break.